Hey guys, Vintage here from Back 48 EV. This week's video is out in Paulina Lake in Central Oregon. This is going to be a two-part series, and we're out with the Giant Loop Volcano Ride. This year's 2018 event was awesome in my book. I had a couple problems with the bike, but overall it was a great weekend. Hope you guys enjoy this two-part series. Let's get into it. Paulina Lake and Paulina Peak is actually located near the caldera of Newberry Volcano. It's about 25 miles south of Bend, Oregon. If you're interested in getting out there, you take Highway 97 and get off near Highway 21. That's actually near Lapine, Oregon, but that will actually take you to the peak, which is very accessible on any type of vehicle that you ride. But history of the Newberry caldera or volcano area encircles the basin of the Paulina and East Lakes, and it is nearly 5 miles in diameter. If you find yourself coming up to the Paulina Lake area, it is a huge area for actually snowmobiling, so year-round this place is actually pretty active. The tallest point at Paulina Peak is just under 8,000 feet. As I stated before, I did actually have some problems with this KTM 450 that I was borrowing from a friend. On the ascent up to Paulina Peak, it was very rutted and had a lot of washboard sections, which rattled this bike to death. Although I knew this bike actually had some issues starting off, like carburation issues and a little bit of overheating issues with the radiator, really wasn't paying too much attention to the bike as I was just the scenery. The views were pretty remarkable, even though they had a lot of fires within this region at this time of the year. My buddies following me said that there was something going on with my back wheel, and I almost chalked it up to it being the washboard roads or possibly the tires and the rims being out of true. Once we finally got to the under 8,000 foot mark of Paulina Peak, the bike instantly started puking its guts out, and it was overheating and having issues. I checked the back tire, which everybody thought it was bouncing around, and at that point it felt like it was doing okay. After not even a 5 to 10 second walk across the parking lot brings you some of the most beautiful views that Oregon has to offer. The one section of the caldera reminded me of a huge cow patty on the ground, but remarkably beautiful up there.
Alright guys, so we were out at descending off of Paulina, I believe it's called Paulina Volcanic National Monument. Definitely worth the trip. I gotta get back to camp because this KTM is overheating on me and keeps spitting out the overflow. Earlier this morning I had some issues with it not wanting to stay. I think it had some bad gas that was left in it. So we got some new stuff in there. Nice little ride up to the top of the mountain here. The only issue I have is the washboard roads. Maybe if they come up here and re-groom the road, that would be better for everybody. Definitely beautiful up here, good views. Of course, every summer they have a lot of their fires, and there's a lot of haze out there that kind of distorts the view. We're out here at the Giant Loop volcano ride that they're doing. It's pretty laid back and fun. Beautiful out there. Oregon is by far probably one of my favorite places to go and ride. Great climate out here. I think later on we're going to go and hopefully try to find some single track. Got a group with me that is fairly new at riding. Majority of them got adventure bikes, so might not be too much single track, but more for service roads. But yeah, this is Paulina, or Paula, yeah, I think it's Paulina. Volcanic National Monument. Alright guys, so we're coming back off of what is it, Paulina Lake the National Volcanic Monument that was up there. And the guys I was riding with told me that my back end was doing some real funky looking stuff. And I checked it. I checked the see if the wheel bearings were going bad, and it felt tight to me. So I just came out with it being possibly out of true. And come to find out, the wheel bearing's blown. So come over here, and it is just blown. It's coming apart right there. But had nothing but problems. It definitely needs some TLC. Good bike overall, though. I like it. Carbs need to be cleaned, and maybe the radiator needs to be flushed. I like the bike. I might, down the road find out and maybe get one myself. But for this one, I got to give it back to my friend with the bad news of having some issues. But oh well. Still having a blast out here in Central Oregon at the Paulina Lake Campground. Like I said, we're out here with the Giant Loop guys, and they're doing a weekend event called the Giant Loop Volcanic rally or event, something like that. You guys should check it out. Maybe come out next year.
Appreciate you guys joining me. Make sure you guys tune in next week where I finish up this weekend and I do something a little bit different to kind of occupy my time. But still, I love sightseeing in this area and exploring new things. So we'll see you guys next week on next week's episode. We'll see you guys on the next trail. Vintage out.